Turf Talk with Drew Miller.
On this episode, we host the Bulldog Field Equipment LLC group, Mr. Chad and Kathy Croft, two of some of the most down-to-earth people that we have in the sports turf industry, and native Virginians. Chad used to work up at the Parks and Rec fields at Virginia Tech when I was a student, and we became good friends there. And he has been able to help with the sponsoring of this grounds crew as well as others. But we were able to catch up with them at the event and talk to them about what they were seeing and how incredible the time was to, again, get to meet them, get to know a few of them, and reconnect with those that, again, they have great relationships with. And Chad is, again, one of the most stand-up guys that you'll ever meet, who is always looking to grow this industry any way that he can. And Kathy, again, is one of the greatest people when it comes to just getting things done and making sure that everyone that needs the help or needs the product or whatever it is, she's always there. And I can't say enough about both of them. And it was great to catch up and talk about what they were doing and how the business has grown since when he worked at Virginia Tech, and again, seeing home plates and mounds in every ballpark in America at the major league level all the way down to Little League. It's very, very cool, and I am grateful for their help in making the event happen, as well as all the other sponsors. So please enjoy this episode of Tiger Turf Talk. We are here live in Greenville, North Carolina at the Softball Little League World Series with the Bulldog team. How are you guys doing today? How's it been? Being a sponsor for this incredible event is just incredible on your guys' part, and it's just awesome to be able to bring this together. So what has it been like being a part of this sort of team that brought first ever all-female grounds crew together?
Being a woman in a woman-owned business, it's been pretty cool to see. I'm kind of emotional. I get emotional just talking about seeing them all out there and working together and making friendships and networking connections. It's been pretty amazing to be here. And not only that, and also get to see some future softball champions on the field
for
too.
Sure, yeah. We were talking earlier. I think that's one of the coolest things about the event is the fact that they get to see an all-female grounds crew, and the industry has plenty of them that are thriving in such an industry that everybody's like, oh, it's male-dominant and everything. My classroom, I'm always like, the females are way more on task. They don't break things, and they're much more tedious with their work. So it helps when you're able to do that kind of stuff compared to the boys that like to run into things, you know.
Yep, exactly. And they're caring. They bring the caring nature too.
Absolutely.
Not that men aren't caring.
Yeah,
but,
we tend to mess things up from time to time. So I hear what you're saying completely. Yeah. Chad, I've known you for so long. I mean, it's been now probably 8 years or so from Virginia Tech. I want to kind of sort of dive into Bulldog and how it all came about. Obviously, it's been the industry standard for when it comes to mounds, home plates, and even expansion into, I think, infield soil and everything that goes into what you're doing. I know you've expanded since even last time we talked. What has it been like sort of creating this business that's just thriving, you know?
I guess I don't look at it as thriving, but we just, I mean, we're just Kathy and Chad, that's the normal people, you know, and we're trying to get started. And I think it all got started when we're in San Juan, Puerto Rico, working on one of the fields down there with Major League Baseball, and Murray would bring us in down there to work, you know, and Chad Olson, we were installing a pitcher rubber, and Chad Olson looks at me and said, listen, somebody needs to fix this. And he was like, why don't you fix this, you know? And I'm like, I've been talking to Kathy ever since we used to do these trips, and we would put in home plates and mounds. I'm like, we got to try to come up with something a little bit better,
years.
you know? So,
yeah.
So she got tired of hearing me complain about it. And she had finished doing her master's, and so she goes, okay, let's do it. So we did, and it was a learning curve in the beginning, of learning what materials we should use, what we shouldn't use. And it seems like every product we come out with, the first one is terrible, and the second one, is a hit.
It's perfect, yeah.
Yep. So we know right off the bat we need to do some more testing, but we know the first one's going to be terrible, and the second one's going to be the hit for us. But we enjoy it. We love, seeing these ladies out here working on the fields and stuff. You go to a ballpark. Everybody's kind of, I want to get to the ballpark early just to see what the grounds crew, how they're doing their little ritual and who does what and stuff. And once the game gets started, I just kind of just watch the game. But
yeah,
love watching everybody get the fields ready and stuff. And we love being a part of it, And I feel like, when I was in spring training, I was part of that circle, and I kind of fell out of that circle when I got back to Virginia. And then when we started doing pitcher rubbers and home plates, and I felt like I was back in that circle, in a big family, and it was so cool,
Now, you've done so many different things in your career, whether it was down in Disney or working with Murray and all the different locations across the world. What has it been like for you, sort of your journey, and as, again, married couple, with everything you guys have accomplished together in this industry and through your work? What has it been like for you guys to sort of be on that journey to get to this point where, again, you guys are helping put together the first ever all-female grounds crew?
It's definitely been a roller coaster. So we've been in business about 11 years now.
Yep.
We'll be like, oh, we've got the pitching rubber's good. So-and-so said it was good. It worked for them. And then, oh, no, they're too soft. So it's like a roller coaster, but it's kind of slowing down a little bit, and we're able to kind of enjoy the moment more now that we're together full-time doing our business, working on our business, but also doing things like this. Like, this is so cool. We never would have been able to, do this before and come here and be part of it. And the ladies have been so welcoming, with us being here. So it's just been very memorable. And Kelly was talking about her dad told her, dare to live, towards the end of his life. And I just think that's, a good message, dare to live. And that's what we're trying to do. It's scary to be business owners full time, and cut those strings.
For
so
sure.
I think that's kind of a good motto.
Yeah, for
us
sure.
Right now.
And again, it's the whole growth of the business and everything. Like you said, 11 years ago to where you are today. And with different things, I know you had Tamps, I know you did the cleat cleaners and all that, and it's always Bulldog everywhere, which is awesome. So, Chad, we were just talking about the VSTMA Regional Field Day. What has it been like to be involved in different things? Like, obviously we have this event, but when it comes to being a part, you guys put together those little gift things for everybody. It was so cool. I was like, wow, I really suck at this, because we were hosting them up in Northern Virginia. I was like, I don't have anything like that. No, but what has it been like to be involved in the SFMA and all the different organizations when it comes to maybe being sort of sponsors or being there for the industry and really promote what we do as sports field managers?
I think, the getting the field part ready, it has been easy for me because it didn't really seem like work. And the areas that we worked at Disney, where we, worked with MLB stuff, Kathy, her experience in baseball the whole time. And I think we were just gifted, and we were put in the right place at the right time to learn different parts of this business, not just getting the field ready, but, okay, how can we communicate with people and learn and teach them and kind of let's all work together and put events on. That's all Kathy ever did, and it was kind of easy. She'd tell us what we need to get done, and we'd get, we snap to it and get it done. But just being involved with different organizations and, okay, where can we help? What, in my eyes, what did I need help with? Did you need help with, just talking somebody through an idea, or was it getting the field ready, a part of that? Was it a personnel issue? All that, just trying to help where we could. And we loved being part of that field day we just had. I think it was incredible. Just, you get the normal type of standard stuff that people have at their events. And we were thinking, okay, if we did irrigation, if we did, soil, how can we talk about aerification and those products and fertilizers and, different, we had the paint machine out there, just new stuff, trying to get, okay, how can we make the job easier for our groundskeepers,
Yeah, we were pretty similar. We had a fertilizer talk, aerification. You guys had the slicer and everything. I was like, wow, I wish I could figure out how to get that here. But no, I hear you. And I love how you talked about how, what did I need? What would be good way to provide in things that I experienced? Because that's like the whole reason why I started teaching was my education at Tech was great, and I love Dr. Godley, and I've told him this 1,000 times, like, you're one of the best people I know, and I appreciate everything you did for me.
Amen.
But
we second that.
the classroom setting at Tech does not benefit the workplace side of things, which I think they're working on. But like when I was with Casey and working with you from time to time, like being in those settings, like you can't mimic that in a classroom. So when I started teaching, I wanted to do my best to mimic that and put us in a situation where the kids are learning firsthand, like, this is how it's done and this is why we do it, instead of this is why we do it and you can figure it out on your own wherever you're going. So, again, as a sports field manager, I'm sure they appreciate that beyond what they can ever thank you for. So, when it comes to your experience in the field, where else have you worked? I know a few places, but what have been some of the places you've gone, and some of your favorite memories from those places?
I love Puerto Rico, San Juan, going down there working with those guys and ladies. It was awesome going back there every time. You knew what you were going to. You knew and then, gosh, the restaurants and stuff and the people. I remember in San Juan, it's probably my best place, but there was a gentleman out there, and I can't remember his name, and I wish I did. But me and Joe Strabeck used to go out there at lunchtime and walk out and get us a Cuban sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It was just unbelievable. And the people there were, that at first, wherever you show up, it's like, okay, why are these people here, But as soon as we started helping them, with their job, trying to get the field, and they saw how the field would come together and stuff. And by the time you left each place, everybody was just like family.
Yeah.
I've been to Amsterdam, and there's a gentleman in Amsterdam that we still go back and forth. I just got a Christmas card from him,
so
and that
cool.
was probably, gosh, I bet you close to 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
We were over there. Mr. Lee, I know he has passed away, but over in Taiwan, Mr. Lee was awesome. We were, walk mowing the infield, and he goes, let me do it. And I'm like, that's fine. Just, you got to keep them straight.
You got to try your best, right?
And so it was there. And down in Colombia, Cartagena, Colombia, those guys were awesome. The first, I asked them for, agua, water, and they brought me out a bag of water, just a bag.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's like, this is how this works? Is this isn't alcohol? We're good?
But and those guys were like, okay, who is this American down here trying to work on our field and something? And I remember all the guys, we were working on the mound, and everybody turned around, and it was like they were in awe. And Edgar Renteria came walking across the field, Major League Baseball player that's from that area. Uh-huh. And I saw him, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and we kind of walked over and hugged, and I hadn't seen him forever when he played for the Braves and stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing here? And he goes, I live here. I'm like, he goes, what do you, obviously half Spanish, half English. What are you doing here? And so we were talking about the fields, and after that, and it was a huge turnaround for working with those guys. Yeah. After they saw, like, okay, if this guy is friends with Mr. Renteria, then we need to help him. And it was, we were installing pitching rubbers, home plates, and it incredible. I think, cool. But I think just all-time favorite is probably San Juan, going back there with those
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah, my brother actually visited a few months ago. He absolutely loved Puerto Rico. It's just a gorgeous place, he said. So, I'm very excited for this question because this is such a unique podcast. Having you both here, when it comes to, again, a sort of a family dynamic in our industry, there are so many things that, like hours and whatnot, that can be a strain and whatnot. And making decisions on certain things. Sorry, guys, that's a Sand Pro going by. What is it like, sort of taking the next step on something? Obviously, moving from Virginia Tech to Roanoke and stuff like that. What goes into decisions like that, and what is it something that would be maybe like a word of advice, like understanding proper way of going about things when it comes to families?
I'm going to say a little bit about it and then let Kathy take over the big thing. But I think the way we went into it, we still had full-time jobs, and okay, if we're going to do this, let's do it, so where we're going to be positive and it's going to work, and Kathy makes sure we stayed kept me on the right path. But just doing it slowly and easing into it. And we didn't have, that huge overhead. We didn't take any big risks as far as money situations. I mean, we did in the beginning, but I think, Kathy keeping us, on task and just keeping, each process, easy as we could, but yet knowing we had to keep our full-time jobs until we got there. And then we just got there probably 3 years ago, and I just got there like a year and a half ago. So.
And when he says there, it means, working full time.
Yeah. No,
It was
I
our
got you.
dream
I got you for sure.
And we
More machines. Mower. This is a mower. Our guy
So-
Jake Calloway out there doing awesome work.
7200A John Deere
Big
We-
boy.
Triplex.
we really had no idea what we were doing when we got into it. So we tried to find all the mentors we could and listen to people. So Virginia Tech,
Chris Ball coming in hot. 2653B, baby. A, not B.
and reversing. But
Getting some shade. Love it.
Oh, you're good, I'm done.
There he is.
But Virginia Tech had Virginia Tech Knowledge Works, and they had professors there that would help us. Dr. Goatley helped us. So we really looked for that. Roanoke has a Roanoke Small Business.
Awesome.
And I think one of the biggest pieces of advice was get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And so whenever we're getting ready to try something new, when Chad calls and says, "Let's buy a dirt business," it's like, okay, let's
He's
get
like,
comfortable with this
what did you say?
uncomfortable."
Wait.
Actually, I think the first time I hung up on him, but
No, that's understandable.
She did.
but that's kind of, we've just taken it step by step. Listen to people, tried to listen to people who buy our products, and trying to encourage them, hey, even if it's bad news that you're going to call us with, we need to know so that we can make it better. Because we're here, and the reason we started was to try to make people's lives better, because life is so short, and grounds guys and girls work so hard that if we can take the stress out of it just a little bit, that's what we want to try to do.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. When it comes to being sort of an exhibitor at SFMA and being sort of the commercial side of things, what is it like for you guys being a part of those organizations for your business? I've talked to so many people about their members for like the reason of professionalism and things like that. What does it mean to be a member of the organization, and how does that impact you guys as a business?
I think just doing the face-to-face, when people come to our tables and they talk about their experiences they have and what we can help them with, or what do they need help with. And we, obviously there's some bad stories, that we need to fix, or we did fix, but all the good stories and how people enjoy our products and everyday stories, and just listening to them and feedback back and forth, and just doing the big, like I said before, the face-to-face. But I think this year we focused on meeting more of our vendors and stuff, and that was huge. I mean, what can we do to help you guys, as well? And I think it just makes your circle even bigger, and
Yeah, like Nina with O'Day's. Like, we just met her at
Yeah.
the last FSMA. Like, we maybe emailed and stuff like that, but to meet her and get to know her and then be involved in this, like, it wouldn't have happened without the conferences. And actually the SFMA folks were like, hey, we moved you up front, closer up front. And we're like, no, we don't, that's where our vendors are. We don't want to compete with them. We like to be in the back so people can feel like they can sit and relax and talk to us. We can connect people, introduce people. We don't really show up to sell our products at that. It's more to, this is what we have. You can get it from whatever vendor you like to work with and you have a relationship with. But is there anything else we can help you with? Do you have any questions? And if there's somebody who has an idea, we want to help them move their idea forward.
And that's incredible. I mean, to take that seat back, in the back, like that's just, nobody ever thinks like that, and it's just awesome to hear. So, and of course it's you guys, What is it like, again, it's a different outlook for sports field managers and people that listen. What is it like building those relationships with your vendors and ensuring that they know that you've got their back whenever they need it and products ready and all these different things? What is that relationship like, and how do you sort of promote it to get it stronger so that your business is thriving more?
I think it's communication. I mean, it's just letting them know we have our products, and if we're out of products when it's coming in, they can reassure their customers, hey, they told us it's 2 weeks out, or whatever, and we're going to get another shipment in. But I think it's just a communication, and then bringing them in and treating them like family. I think that's huge. That's we met just about all our vendors and did a face-to-face and shook hands and chatted and talked and this is our products and what we can do for you. No, what can we do to help you guys sell our products, and what do we need to change? What do we need to do better? How can we make sure we get the shipping, to you? Where can we get it to? All that stuff, and just setting it up, and then communication, I think, and then treating people like you want to be treated, not, just like going out and saying this, you need to buy this. No, what do you need from us?
Absolutely. When it comes to the Bulldog brand, and I think I know the story if I remember correctly, what was it sort of developing that brand behind it? Obviously, when it comes to any kind of business, even like programs, like I have it right here, like with Brentsville, what is it like to sort of create the brand of what Bulldog is, and how you were able to sort of take something personal and make it something like, again, an industry staple and standard that everyone knows,
So I think the story you referred to is our Bulldog,
yes.
Fester, who was in our wedding. We had him with us for like 14 years. He actually also found me the job at Virginia Tech. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not.
We had to take him to Virginia Tech to the vet school.
Oh, that's right.
And so the day that we took him, we were walking around waiting for him, and we found the rec sports office, and Chad goes, well, go in there and see if they have a job. And he literally pushed me in the door, and it was the day they opened the job that I ended up getting.
That's so cool.
We say that Fester got me that job too, but we just think, Bulldogs are so lovable, they're cuddly, but they're strong, they're loyal, they're courageous. And so that's kind of what we wanted to do with our products. So that's why we picked the Bulldog brand. We thought it would be memorable. Our logo is Fester.
Yep.
So that's kind of how it came about. And Chad wanted to do black boxes, so for a long time we did black boxes to, like Tiffany's blue box. But we started getting.
I love how Chad's the one that wanted to do that. That's awesome.
Well, we have black, all over our hands and everything, so we gave that up. Yeah. But that was part of our brand for a while. But it all started with Fester, I guess.
Yeah, I did. Kathy pretty much told the story. I don't really have nothing to add, but just the black boxes is kind of. But the gentleman did our logo. He actually did
it's the Virginia Tech Hokie logo.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow! Look at you guys.
Through VT Knowledge Works. That's how.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
So when we couldn't imagine or couldn't even thought up of our logo looking the way it is, and he put in there the dog tag underneath, is 2011. If you look in there, it tells the year we got started. both of our initials are CK, and he put the CK on the hat. And the way he did the sunglasses, and it was incredible. I mean, we talked with a marketing firm not too long ago about maybe changing some stuff, and they were like, "What would you think about changing your logo?" And we were like, "No."
Go away.
We're like, you can change the text or the font around it, but
Absolutely
we're not.
not.
That's gonna stay.
No, and that's so cool because I didn't even recognize in the C and K in 2011. It's crazy how it's been 11 years already, or 12. Yeah,
It's been,
wow. My moment was some of my kids. I was like, oh man, it's already year 6. Here we go. Like of teaching. Like, oh man. With that, obviously, we're here with a lot of sports field managers across the country and whatnot. What has it been like, sort of, to see your brand again across the nation and being in professional stadiums and high schools and colleges and whatnot? What has it been like to see that growth and see, again, on full display your work?
sometimes we have to pinch ourselves, I think, to say, oh, wow, it's out there. Look at that. That's pretty cool. For me, anyways. Because sometimes, when you're sitting at home and you're filling orders and stuff, you don't always get to see it get to the end, So being able to see it out there, and they're like, oh, yeah, you're with Bulldog? And we're like, thanks for what you do. It just kind of makes us step back for a little bit. Like we had Dan with the Boston Red Sox just call and order pitching rubbers. He's like, thanks for all you do for the industry. And we're like, what?
What?
Okay, yeah, cool, thanks.
So, and actually sitting there watching the All-Star game, and we seen our cleat cleaner on the back of the mound, for the All-Star game, we were like, wow, this is pretty cool. And, we're still in that, I don't know, that young stage,
For sure,
like, And we're not, we definitely do not live big. People, people laugh at us, our little small house we have, and we haven't changed anything, but we love the fact that we are who we are. We're genuine people. I think we worked very hard, our whole lives, doing 2 or 3 jobs. And when we finally met together, it was just a perfect fit for us to be together and what we're doing. And Kathy with the marketing side, and me with the kind of sports field side of knowing the equipment stuff. And it's really cool. I guess, we'd love to do this another 25 years, and just be who we are. You know?
And I love that because that's all of the branding, that's everyone knows what you get with you guys, and from your relationships with all the people that in the industry, they already know, like Chad and Kathy it's gonna be good, I also enjoy seeing people trying to be innovative with your guys' stuff. Like they're cutting it in half to see if they can get 2 things. I'm like, you guys are trying to stretch this as thin as you can. Like, just order another one. Come on, guys.
Chad Mulholland, he called from the Marlins, and then Chad was like, oh, I can cut these in half. And I'm like, Chad, that's fine, but don't tell everybody.
No, for sure. You just start seeing pictures pop up on Twitter. I'm like, I don't think that's what it was intended for, but okay. I mean, you try not cut the home plate in half, please, That would be bad. With everything, this is like meant for kids. Is it still recording? It's not recording? No. It's a different app. It's on the app. The OBS. Okay. Sorry, I'll edit that out. Our last one sort of stopped. I used a different app. We're good.
Just making a face. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Bottom right. It says recording.
This wasn't, so I was confused.
Did you press that so it's recording again?
You want it to?
Yeah, because it's going to shut off if it doesn't. Okay. Sorry about that.
I'm glad you
And we're
know
back.
the technical stuff.
The problem is I don't know the
I would have no idea.
Sorry. Well, obviously, so the one that was just here, Liz, she's one of my current students, and then Julie is an alumni, and Bryn is just a graduate of Athens turf program and whatnot. We focus on trying to get, again, show the kids what the future could hold in this industry. So we sort of wrap on these last two questions. If you were to if you were to, you're good. You're sorry. If you were to, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. What would be one thing that you wish you knew when you first started doing in the industry? What would that one thing be, and why? It doesn't have to be like to make anything easier, but something that you know now that you wish you knew when you first started, and whatever your first job was when it came to sports field management.
I don't know if I'd do anything different. I really don't. I learned after playing 1 year of college that I couldn't play baseball, and I figured I'll just. Started cleaning the stands at the local single A field, and they said, "Well, can you mow?" And I'm like, "Well, I mow the grass at the house, So started doing that, and the relationships, learning from different people. Mr. Porter down there in West Palm Beach, Murray, obviously down there in West Palm, working with Ed Mangan, with the Braves when he'd come down for spring training and going over the tedious stuff, and just learning from different people. I don't know if I would do anything different. I mean,
That's awesome.
I think meeting everybody that I've met through the industry, Trevor Vance, when I was when I ran the Kansas City spring training, learning from all these guys at the top level, it's nothing that, not going to school would probably be the thing for me, I guess. Maybe going and getting that 4-year degree and then getting into it. But where would I be? If I did that, it'd be definitely something different. But for me, learning from who I did and all that stuff, and just having a high school education for me, I wouldn't do anything different. And I love the biggest thing for me is I loved everybody I worked with.
That's what makes this industry incredible. Getting to meet everyone and understand what they're going through is the same thing you are, and just the bond between everyone is incredible. The last question, and it's for both of you. What would be your best words of advice for a kid who's looking to join the industry or start something similar to what you guys are doing at Bulldog? What would be your best words of advice for them moving forward?
I think definitely get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because it's not easy, but looking out for mentors. Like, be okay with asking those questions, or don't be afraid to ask questions or ask for help, because sometimes it was hard for us to ask for help because we like to help people, but we're not always good at accepting help. So I think be okay with asking for that help and accepting it, and you don't have to know all the answers. You don't.
Sure.
It's okay to learn as you go.
Yeah.
I just think, like what Kathy was saying, make sure you take advantage of learning from everybody you're around, I think, because everybody's going to have their part in it of telling you exactly, what you need to know.
And no matter their level, no matter what level that they're at, and always treat people with respect.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. Treat people like you want to be treated, and I was the grunt for a long time, in West Palm and at Disney. I was at the just at the learning level, and then just hard work. You gotta kind of pay your dues and do the hard work and stuff, and just listen and learn, and just watch what people are doing, and make it your own. Put your own spin on it.
Yeah. Well, I can't thank you guys enough for taking the time. It's so great to see you here, and thank you for all you're doing for the girls and putting everything together. It's incredible to see this come to fruition as, again, the first all-female grounds crew.
It's awesome.
It's an
awesome
honor to
seeing
be
them out
here.
there.
It's an honor to be here. It's funny because talking to them, it's just another Tuesday, and that's what's so cool about it. So I can't thank you guys enough. Safe trip home. I think you guys are heading back now, right?
You too, yeah.
I can't thank you enough. All right.
Thank you.
Drew, I appreciate it.